Hi there, and welcome to Write with Alex. Have you ever wanted to write a book but don't know where to start? In this video, I will give you some tools and ideas of how to approach this. In the following video, Start Writing Here, I will give you some practical writing exercises to actually get started. And if you're really excited to just start writing, then jump on over there but make sure to come back to this one to learn some things that will be valuable to you down the road. So I have 3 points that I think are the most important things to keep in mind when you want to write a book, if you haven't done it before and you don't know how to approach it. So the first thing is to start small, and you don't have to start writing the book right away. If you're really excited, then go ahead, but keep in mind that it's a really good thing to practice before and to kind of think about the fact that you can write like small pieces anywhere in the story, and you also don't have to say to the same story. You can just try writing different characters, different settings. It doesn't have to be like the book that you want to write. And when you do these small things, the stakes are much lower, and that makes it much easier to start. And then you will kind of work yourself towards writing that book. I really like the metaphor of comparing writing to running. So if you want to run a marathon, you can't start by the first day just running the marathon. You have to practice for it. And I think this is the same with writing, that you're not gonna start on your first day, start writing the book and then just go and flawlessly make your way towards the end of the story. It's a whole process, and the process will be easier if you kind of take smaller steps towards it. And I think one of those smaller steps is just practicing writing anything. The second thing is that it doesn't have to be perfect, and I think this is the most important one, because if you strive for perfection, it's not gonna be fun. You're gonna get stuck. It's really easy to feel hopeless and that you're not good enough and that you shouldn't be doing this. And if you haven't written before, then you don't have those skills. But it's something that you can practice, and you can get better at it, and you will get better at it the more you do it. So it's unrealistic to expect that you're gonna be perfect at the beginning. And I also think it's important to keep in mind, just like when you are sitting down and writing a scene, you don't have to do like the perfect words, the perfect order of the words, beautiful sentences like that. For a lot of people, that comes in your vision, not the first draft. Everyone has a different process, but just keep in mind that if you don't feel like your first things that you write are as good as you want them to be, that's okay. So don't have too high expectations of the end product, because you need to practice to get there and revise. And so the third thing is to write for yourself. And I think this is important because when you write something that is important to you and that you feel aligned with, and something that like you would like to read yourself, that is when you produce something that others will be interested in too. So if you want to write a book to publish it and like make a lot of money and be really successful, if you're not writing the book that you feel like in your core that you want to write, you're just writing something that you think other people will enjoy, it's not going to be good, and you're definitely not going to enjoy the process, which is the most important thing, I think, about writing, is finding what inspires you. What do you think is fun? Where do you find the most ease when you're writing? And by going back to what is important to you and why you are doing this, I think it's important to keep in mind to make this like an enjoyable process. And I know that there are a lot of people who think that writing shouldn't be enjoyable, or that it either can't or just doesn't have to be. And to me, that is like complete opposite to my mindset. I think it should be fun. I think that most people who do write can find things that make it fun. Maybe not like every single part of it, but a lot of it. And so that's why I'm here, to help you find what you think is fun about writing. So that's the last one. Start small, don't expect to be perfect, and write for yourself. And before we end, I just wanted to say that if you want to start but you don't know like the practical steps of it, I have made a video called Start Writing Here, which will be a write-in, which means that we will sit down together and write, and I will give you some writing prompts to help you kind of just get your first words onto the page, and definitely a way to start small. So head over there, and yeah, thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you have so many wonderful and happy writing experiences in front of you, and happy writing.